I would like to invite Clare up to the stage. Clare is one of the founders of Extinction Rebellion.
Hello everybody. Thank you for inviting me to speak, and thank you guys for organising a protest that I can attend. It's really very nice to go and lie down in the road. That's something that you didn't organise. Well, I guess I'll just say a few brief things. I won't go on too much. Obviously, we're here with a sense of deep kind of sorrow and recognition of grief. Not only around cycling and transport, but also with this interconnected view of the world, knowing that air pollution, according to the World Health Organization, is causing 7 million deaths a year globally. And I came to sort of work with the people who we've founded the rebellion with through campaigning partly on London's air pollution problem. So for me, this is a sort of a very serious part of the problem that we face together. And on that air pollution campaign and with the beginning of the rebellion, I've been working extensively on the arts side of things, and I can see some other people here who've also been joining in that work, and I thank everybody who's made the rebellion so beautiful and protesting so beautiful. And for our art team, really, we started to work on high visibility jackets and reclaiming the sort of industrial waste from the textile and garment sector, and also making patches, which I can see people wearing as well, that people can pick up for free or make a donation at our events. And I wanted to speak about one of the words that we sometimes print on patches, because we made these patches that said empathy, humility and frugality on them. And I had a little think recently about what those words mean, because I think there's a little confusion sometimes when you bring those words up. And so I thought I'd just speak about frugality, because I think that it's relevant to people who understand cycling to be a sort of resource friendly mode of transport. I think frugality is a challenging word to wear and to talk about, because the majority of sort of particularly young people I've spoken to think that it means to be sort of poor, or even to be miserly or a bit stingy. And for some people, I think they think that it means that you're interested in cheapness. A friend of mine used to say, before you can be free, you must be cheap. But the ancient Romans saw it as a virtue. And actually, for me, what it means is to not be compulsive, and to contemplate what you do, and to do things like you mean them, and to understand that things have limits, and it's worth thinking about what you're doing with your time and your energy. But it also says much about the simplicity of our actual needs, and knowing that we can have little and be happy, and knowing that joy is not the reward for acquisition. Yeah. And knowing that whilst we extract and waste more resources than our planet can handle, that it will pay us dividends to reassess our needs above our wants, and as many generations have done before us. So, Extinction Rebellion goes on and on in ways which completely leave me kind of awestruck, and I'll just mention a few things that are coming up in case you don't know all of the things that are going on. So we've got North London Uprising is on this weekend. That's near Turnpike Lane. It'll be on this evening, it'll be on again tomorrow. So if you're free and if that's your local area, then go and find your local rebels, support them, love them, make friends with them, eat with them. I don't know if you know that we're engaged in a fashion boycott at the moment, which has had tremendous impact. Actually, there's a roundtable happening next week in the Houses of Parliament because we've told the British Fashion Council that they should cancel London Fashion Week because it's an emergency. So that piece of work is going surprisingly very well. And there'll be, you can sign up to boycott new clothing for a year if you so wish. You can find that sort of on Instagram and social media. And also at London Fashion Week in September there'll be a ceremonial sort of protest to sort of call for the end of Fashion Week as we know it, and to ask for us to convene a meeting here about what the industry should do to move forwards into a very, very different future. And I think it's important to remember that under rationing and difficult times of the past, that sort of actually birthed new aesthetics and new types of creativity. So we're not shutting down creativity, it's quite the opposite. And then you may or may not know that we'll be back out on the streets, I believe, on the 7th of October here in London. Bigger and better than last time. It will be non-violent and peaceful and loving, and it will be disruptive. And we hope that we will be bringing together the beginnings of this movement of movements as a sort of concept of asking people to find solidarity on the streets. And lots of us in Extinction Rebellion have big views about different parts of campaigning, different bits of politics, and some of those things have to be kept in your pocket whilst you agree to work with a lot of people, and you don't necessarily have to agree with everybody on everything to agree that we need to stop catastrophic breakdown of our climate and of our natural systems. So we're asking people from a spectrum of different causes to come together on the streets, and I hope very much that there will be cyclists out in numbers and in strength supporting all of the other groups that will be coming out, from feminist groups to animal rights groups to farmers. I mean, we've got vegans talking to farmers, so they're two sort of unlikely campaigning friends, and I hope that when we sort of get out on the streets together, people are going to come together because they understand that they're in solidarity. I think it has a great power when you actually act like this together. And so when we go out on the 7th of October, I don't know how long we'll be able to stay out for. We don't know what will happen. I think there looks like there will be over 10 sites in London. And the other cities we have confirmed, Santiago, Toronto, Washington DC, New York, Montreal, Buenos Aires, Dublin, Madrid, Paris, Amsterdam, Berlin, Prague, Vienna, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane and Wellington. So this really will be an international rebellion. And deep love and gratitude to everybody all over the world who's joining in this this fight that we're in. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Clare Farrell. Okay, I'd like to invite the last speaker to the stage. Donica McCarthy is one of the founders of Stop Killing Cyclists and has also been involved very deeply with Extinction Rebellion.